Hey, what's up guys? In today's video, I'm gonna tell you guys one of the best character combinations that you guys can use when you guys are playing solo rank matches. And I'm also gonna tell you guys some of the best loadouts that you guys can use when you're playing solo rank matches. And I will also tell you guys some of the best pets that you guys can use when you're playing solo rank matches. So first of all, let's start with the active character of this character combination. Now for the active character, I will give you guys two options. The first option is gonna be for players that like to get kills while they are surviving in the match. And the second option is gonna be for players that like to survive until the top 10 and then go for the kills. So first of all, let's start with the first option. The first option for the active character is the Homer character. Now two of the reasons that we are going to be using the Homer character is number one, as you guys might know, the Homer character can send out a drone to the nearest enemy within a 100-meter frontal distance. So especially when you land on a place, first of all, you guys can use the Homer character, and if there's an enemy nearby, the drone will go towards the enemy. So from that, you guys can figure out where the enemy is. So once you figure out where the enemy is, you guys can either decide whether to attack the enemy or just avoid the fight and just go on to another place to loot the items. Now the second reason why the Homer character is especially going to be useful in solo rank matches is when you guys are rushing the enemy. As you guys might know, when the drone goes and hits the enemy, it does 25 damage to the enemy, and it also reduces the movement speed of the enemy by 60% and also the firing speed of the enemy by 35%. Now this thing is gonna last for about 5 seconds, and guys, within this 5 seconds, try to quickly go and rush the enemy, because as you guys might know, when the movement speed of the enemy and the firing speed of the enemy is reduced, it will be very hard for the enemy to move and attack you. So at that time, quickly try to go and rush and attack the enemy. Now moving on to the second character of this character combination. As I said earlier in the beginning of the video, this character is going to be very useful for survival. Especially you guys can survive outside the first few zones for a longer time with this character, and this character is also going to be increasing your EP and also going to be converting EP into HP, and that character is the K character. Now moving on to the first passive character of this character combination. The first passive character of this character combination is going to help you guys to increase the capacity of your HP bar. So if you guys have more HP than the other players in the match, it's going to be a big advantage to you, and the character that we are going to be using is the locator character. Now what the locator character does is that when you eliminate one enemy, your HP bar will go from 200 to 225, and now when you eliminate another enemy, your HP bar will go from 225 to 250. So basically the locator character is going to increase your HP bar from 200 to 250 when you eliminate two enemies, but you guys can also increase your HP capacity from 250 to 280 by selecting either a Vest HP booster or a Vest enlarger. You guys can find these throughout the map, especially the Vest enlargers. You guys can find them in airdrops, and also the Vest HP boosters, you guys can find it around the map. Now once you guys use the locator character with either a Vest HP booster or a Vest enlarger, you guys can increase your HP capacity to 280. So having 280 in a match can be a very big advantage for you guys in the match. So guys, now let's move on to the second passive character of this character combination. Now for the second passive character, I'm gonna give you guys two options. Now the reason that we are either using the first option or the second option is because, as you guys might know, the locator character, although he increases the capacity of your HP, he doesn't give you HP. So we'll need a character that will provide us with HP. So for that reason, we are going to use another character that's going to give us HP. So for the second passive character, I'm going to give you guys two options. The first option is going to be for players that like to attack in short range. Especially when we are attacking an enemy in short range, we'll need to quickly get HP. So for that reason, we are going to be using the fourth character. Now what the fourth character does is that when you receive damage, it can either be when an enemy attacks you, or it can also be fall damage. When you receive damage, the fourth character will give you guys 10 HP per second for 3 seconds. So in 3 seconds, you're gonna get 30 HP. And now the second option that I'm gonna give you guys is a character that's gonna be very useful when you're in mid-range fights or long-range fights. Now the reason that I say this is because it's gonna take a little bit of time for this character to give you guys HP. You need to survive a comeback to receive HP. So for example, let's say that an enemy attacks you and you place a glue wall. Now when you place a glue wall, you're gonna be surviving that comeback for a little bit of time. Now after a few seconds, you're gonna receive 4 HP per second for 15 seconds when you use this character. And the character that I'm talking about is the Leon character. So since it takes a little bit of time for this character to give you guys HP, this type of character is going to be especially useful in mid-range and long-range fights. And for short-range fights, I would highly recommend that you guys use the fourth character. So guys, now let's move on to the third passive character of this character combination. Now the third passive character, what he's going to do is that he's gonna increase the amount of damage that you do to the enemy, and he's also gonna reduce the amount of damage that you get from the enemies. Now the character that I'm talking about is the Hayato character. Now the normal Hayato character, what he does is that with every 10% decrease in your maximum HP, the Hayato character is gonna increase your armor penetration by 5%. As you guys might know, a lot of the time when we are playing either battle royale matches or clash squad matches, a lot of the time the enemies will be wearing an armor. So if we try to attack an enemy when the enemy is wearing an armor, it won't do a lot of damage to the enemy. The vest will reduce the amount of damage that the enemy gets. But if you guys have a character or a gun that has armor penetration, you guys can do more damage to enemies that are having an armor. So as I said earlier, the Hayato character is gonna be increasing your armor penetration, and as you guys might know, the Hayato character also has an elite version. And now what this elite version of the Hayato character can do is that he can reduce the frontal damage by 3% for every 10% of the maximum HP loss. So basically, if you have both of the Hayato characters, the normal Hayato character will be increasing the amount of damage that you do to the enemy, and the elite Hayato character is going to be reducing the amount of damage that you get. Now another tip that I want to give you guys when you guys are using the Hayato character is that, as you guys know, as I told you guys earlier, the Hayato character is going to be increasing your armor penetration. Another way that you guys can further increase the armor penetration is by either using a gun that has armor penetration, for example the UMP, or either by using a gun skin that has armor penetration. Now if you guys don't like the Hayato character, you guys can also go with another character. Now this character, what he does is that this character will increase the amount of headshot damage that you do to the enemy, and this character will also reduce the amount of headshot damage that you get from the enemies, and the character is the Wolfra character. Now guys, pets and loadouts can also be very useful, especially when you're playing battle royale rank matches. Now the two pets that I recommend when you're playing solo rank matches, number one is the Falco pet, and number two is the Dreki pet. Now as I said earlier, loadouts can also be very useful when you're playing matches, and the three loadouts that I recommend when you're playing solo rank matches, number one is the armor crate loadout, number two is the scan loadout, and number three is the bonfire loadout. Now if you guys want another character combination that can be very useful when you're playing battle royale rank matches, you guys can check out this video, and I'll see you guys later on with another video, and until then, take it easy fam, peace.